All right, let's do this. We are diving deep today into global business strategy.
Sounds exciting.
I think it is, and we have some really insightful stuff to work with from Global Strategist Sophie Krantz.
Yeah.
She's really going to, I think, open our eyes to seeing the world as our oyster when it comes to business.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much opportunity out there. And we're going to be looking at things like expanding into those international markets, finding incredible talent all over the planet, and even launching ideas on a global scale.
I mean, the potential out there is just massive. And Krantz really just nails it. It's not just about selling more. It's about really tapping into that global network and seeing how that can really supercharge your growth.
Yeah. And, everyone always says, get out of the building.
Yeah.
But where to? Right. I mean, Krantz is really saying we need to think beyond our zip codes.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about it. 5.55 billion people online. 2.71 billion of them are buying stuff digitally.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. It's basically everyone and their dog shopping online these days.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not just a local market anymore. It's a worldwide opportunity.
Absolutely. And it's not even as complicated or risky as it was, back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Shopify, for example.
Okay, yeah.
They've made it possible for anyone to just set up an online shop and reach a global audience.
It's incredible.
They've created a platform that's contributing over $490 billion into the global economy each and every year.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I actually was just on their platform.
Yeah.
It is super user-friendly.
It is.
I was really impressed. They handle everything from payment processing to shipping logistics.
Oh, yeah.
So even a small business can compete globally now.
Right.
It's no wonder they have millions of merchants all over the world.
Absolutely. And it's not just, tech companies that are finding success with this global approach either.
Right.
Think about, a traditional industry like New Zealand's Merino wool industry.
Yeah.
They position their wool as this premium sustainable product. And then they partnered with these international fashion brands. So they've basically cornered this very specific niche in the global market.
Yeah.
Without even, having to build factories all over the world.
Smart.
Super smart.
Yeah, basically they would go hey, world, we've got the best wool, come and get it.
Exactly.
Right? And then you've got companies like Black Sheep Cycling
Oh, yeah.
from Australia.
Love them.
They have just blown up in the cycling apparel scene with their unique designs. And instead of, opening physical stores everywhere, they partnered with distributors.
Yeah.
Licensing agreements.
That's the way to do it.
To expand their reach.
Smart.
Globally.
Especially in such a dynamic market like B2C e-commerce.
Yeah.
Which is predicted to hit $9 trillion
$9 trillion.
by 2032.
Wow.
It's massive growth potential.
Huge.
And it really makes you rethink, limiting yourself to just your own backyard.
Okay. So the world is our oyster, right?
Yeah.
But it's also our boxing ring because while we have access to all these global opportunities, we also have competition.
From everywhere.
Coming at us from every corner of the planet.
It's true.
This isn't just about, the shop down the street anymore.
Yeah.
It's companies like China's Shein that are just shaking things up.
Yeah.
They're disrupting everything.
Oh, Shein's strategy is really something else. They use real-time data to spot trends, and then they just churn out new designs so fast.
Oh, my God.
It's fast fashion on steroids.
Yeah.
And they're going head-to-head with giants like Zara and H&M.
Yeah.
They've seriously turned the whole fashion industry upside down.
It's incredible, and it makes you realize how quickly things can change in a globalized market. You got to be on your toes, constantly adapting.
Always learning.
Yeah, to stay ahead of the curve. But we're also seeing this explosion of unicorns.
Yes.
Those billion-dollar startups.
Everywhere.
Popping up everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley anymore.
No, it's global.
It's China. It's India. It's the UK. It's everywhere.
In 2023 alone, there were over 1,300 unicorns globally. Wow.
And they're all competing on this global stage.
It's like this whole new ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship.
It is.
And even right here at home in Australia, we've got 8 unicorns making waves internationally.
I love
Canva's a great example.
Yeah.
They're taking on Adobe. in the design world with their user-friendly platform.
And it's available in like over 100 languages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, talk about global domination.
I mean, seriously. And then you've got AirWallex making international payments so easy, and Culture Amp transforming employee engagement for companies worldwide.
All Aussie companies.
Yeah.
Showing that, it doesn't matter where you're from, you can be a global player.
It's so inspiring to see all this happening. So what does this global landscape mean for us? Well, it means the world is our oyster.
Yeah.
But we better be ready to shuck it open because the competition is fierce to thrive. We need a global mindset,
Yeah.
a global game plan. And this brings us to another fascinating aspect of Krantz's work, the global talent pool.
Forget fighting over talent in your own backyard. You can now access brilliant minds
From everywhere.
from all over the world.
Technology has made it possible to tap into this global network of talent
Yeah.
and bring those diverse perspectives and skills to your team without needing to relocate anyone.
I love that. Imagine having, AI specialists in India,
Yeah.
blockchain developers in Romania, marketing gurus in Brazil, all working together.
Seamlessly.
Yeah, no matter where they are.
Yeah. It's like having a dream team
It is.
from all over the world.
Assembled from the best talent around the world. And tools like Zoom, Slack, and Google Docs make collaboration so easy.
Oh, yeah.
You can literally have a team meeting with people on every continent.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and this trend is only going to accelerate.
Oh, yeah.
Emerging markets like
Yeah.
Nigeria, Indonesia, and Kenya
Yeah.
are seeing massive growth in their tech-savvy populations.
So many opportunities to
Yeah.
build these really diverse and dynamic teams.
So we could be collaborating with talented individuals in places we might never even have considered before.
Absolutely.
It really opens up a world of possibilities. But hold on.
Yeah.
If we're talking about, accessing goods and services from all over,
Yeah.
doesn't that also mean
Is it the competition?
the competition is coming from everywhere,
It's
too?
coming from everywhere, too. It's true. The line between local and global is getting blurrier
It is?
by the day.
Yeah.
Think about it. Can't you buy online anymore? Platforms like Alibaba and Amazon have become global local stores.
Yeah.
They're connecting consumers with products and sellers from every corner of the planet.
Alibaba alone served over 1.3 billion active consumers globally
Oh,
in 2022.
wow.
And Amazon has 310 million active users
That's a lot.
and 9 million sellers.
It's mind-boggling.
They're operating in over 100 countries with 21 international marketplaces, including a recent launch in South Africa.
Wow.
It's like the world's largest shopping mall is right there in your pocket.
Oh, it is. And it's not just, convenient for consumers.
Right.
This global marketplace is a game changer for businesses.
Yeah.
It allows them to reach a global audience,
Yeah.
tap into these new markets,
Regardless of their size.
regardless of their location.
And speaking of game changers, we can't forget about all the incredible advancements in technology
Oh, yeah.
that are making all of this possible.
Absolutely.
Cloud computing and SaaS tools are leveling the playing field,
Yeah.
giving businesses of all sizes access to these powerful technologies like AI, machine learning, data analytics.
These used to be, the exclusive domain of those huge corporations with deep pockets.
Right.
But now even startups and small businesses
And even,
can harness the power of these tools.
yeah.
This is a huge shift, and it has profound implications for innovation and global competitiveness.
And let's not forget about all the everyday SaaS tools that we rely on, like Salesforce, HubSpot, Slack.
Oh, yeah, they make everything so much easier.
They're streamlining operations, connecting teams across borders, and making collaboration seamless,
It's remarkable.
regardless of location.
How technology is really breaking down barriers and creating this more interconnected and collaborative business environment.
Okay, so we've talked about the global market, the incredible talent pool, the worldwide marketplace, and all the powerful tools that connect us.
Yeah.
But there's one crucial piece of the puzzle we haven't explored yet. The world is your innovation lab.
Oh.
What if instead of limiting yourself to testing new ideas just in your own backyard,
Yeah.
you could tap into the diversity and ingenuity of the entire planet?
That is where things get really exciting.
Imagine testing your product in multiple markets,
Yeah.
simultaneously gathering feedback from all these different cultures and iterating based on real-world insights from across the globe.
It's amazing this global innovation lab approach
Yeah.
allows businesses to accelerate their learning, identify those new opportunities, and scale their operations way more effectively.
So we're not just talking about selling globally. We're talking about leveraging the entire world
To fuel innovation.
to fuel innovation and growth.
Exactly. And companies like Unilever are already doing this.
Really?
They've mastered the art of testing products in emerging markets like India and Brazil before rolling them out globally.
Oh, that's so cool. Give me an example.
All right, so take Purate, for example. It's a water purifier that Unilever developed in India
Okay.
to address the specific needs of that market. And it was such a hit there that they expanded it to Southeast Asia and China.
Wow.
It's a perfect example of how a product developed for one market can find global success.
I love that they turned a local challenge into a global opportunity.
Exactly. And it's not just, these multinational giants like Unilever.
Right.
Low and middle income countries are often hotbeds of innovation,
Yeah.
driven by this need to solve unique challenges with limited resources.
Like M-Pesa,
Yes.
the mobile money service that started in Kenya
Yeah.
and just revolutionized financial inclusion across Africa.
And it's a prime example of how a solution born out of necessity can have this massive global impact.
It really can.
M-Pesa is now used by over 50 million people
Wow.
and has inspired similar models around the world.
That's incredible.
It shows that innovation isn't confined to Silicon Valley or big tech companies.
Right.
It's happening everywhere, driven by the need to solve real-world problems.
I love that this is making me realize that we need to shift our thinking from seeing the world as just a market
Yeah.
to seeing it as a source of inspiration,
A place to learn.
a place where we can learn and grow.
Businesses that embrace a global perspective and are willing to experiment in these diverse markets are the ones that are going to lead the way in innovation and create this lasting impact.
Okay, I'm starting to see the world in a whole new light.
Good.
But before we get too carried away with, our global domination plans, let's take a step back
Okay.
and look at some companies that have already achieved success on a global scale. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore how companies like Netflix, Shopify, and Dyson have cracked the code of global expansion.
We'll uncover their strategies,
Right
their
on.
challenges, and their triumphs.
Yeah.
And we'll see how their journeys can inspire us to think bigger and bolder.
I love it. And don't forget that thought-provoking question from Sophie Krantz. The world is your bat.
Yeah.
Keep that question in mind as we continue our exploration,
We'll reveal the answer.
and we'll reveal the answer in our final segment.
We'll also dive into the profound implications of that question,
Okay.
shaping our future and making our mark on the world.
Can't wait.
Me too. Welcome back to our deep dive into global business strategy. We've talked about how a global mindset can unlock some incredible opportunities. But let's be real, putting that mindset into action, that can feel kind of daunting.
Yeah, totally. It can be like, okay, that's great in theory, but where do I even start?
Right. So let's shift gears a little bit and get inspired by some companies that haven't just talked the talk, but they've walked the walk.
Oh, yeah.
Achieving some serious success on a global stage.
All right, give me those success stories. I'm ready to be inspired. What can we learn from companies that have really mastered this whole global game?
So we're going to look at companies like Netflix, Shopify, and Dyson. They're all doing very different things,
Oh, wow.
but they've all figured out how to turn a global vision into a reality.
Oh.
They saw the world as this, connected ecosystem full of possibilities, and they strategically leveraged this interconnectedness to become these global powerhouses.
I love that. Okay, let's start with Netflix. I mean, they have completely transformed how we watch movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
It's not just about streaming anymore.
Right.
It's about creating content that really connects with audiences worldwide.
Yeah, and they're clearly doing something right because they're making over half their revenue from international markets now,
Wow.
with Asia being a major growth driver.
It's huge. What's really interesting about Netflix to me is that they recognized early on that global appeal doesn't mean a one-size-fits-all approach.
Mm-hmm.
They really invested in understanding those local nuances and preferences.
Yeah, they partner with local creators.
Ah.
They produce content tailored to specific regions and cultures.
So it's not just about translating your content. It's about really understanding the cultural context.
Yeah,
And creating stories that genuinely resonate with those audiences.
it's about being globally minded but locally relevant.
That's smart.
And it's paid off big time. They've got subscribers in over 190 countries.
Mm-hmm.
And that global content strategy has been a huge part of their success.
Okay, so Netflix nailed the global content game.
What?
What about Spotify? I mean, they've changed how we listen to music.
Completely.
And they're a global force, for sure. 70% of their users are outside the U.S.?
Spotify's success is a combination of a few things. First, they offer this huge, diverse music library,
Right.
catering to all sorts of tastes and preferences. But it's not just about quantity. It's also about curation and personalization.
Yeah.
They've invested heavily in these algorithms and recommendation systems that tailor the listening experience to each individual user.
So even though they have millions of users worldwide, they're able to create this personalized experience. For each listener, that's really cool.
And they've been really smart about understanding local music scenes and trends.
Oh, yeah.
They promote local artists, curate playlists that resonate with specific regions.
Okay, so they're combining that local touch with global reach.
Exactly. And it's made them the go-to music platform for millions of people around the world.
All right, so we've got Netflix winning with global content, Spotify dominating with a personalized, globally local music experience. Who's next on our list of global champions?
Let's talk about Dyson.
Oh, yeah, I love Dyson.
They're known for those innovative, beautifully designed home appliances, and they've achieved global success by strategically focusing on some key markets,
Okay.
like China and Japan early on.
Makes sense. Those are huge markets with so much potential.
Correct.
But was it just about targeting the right markets?
Well, they also understood that just entering a new market wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They invested in building brand awareness, creating a strong retail presence, and really understanding those local preferences.
I see.
So, for example, in Asian markets, they recognized a preference for smaller, more compact appliances.
Oh, interesting.
And they adapted their product line accordingly.
So again, it's about finding that balance between a global brand identity and a localized approach.
Exactly. You can't just assume that what works in one market will automatically translate to another.
Right.
Dyson's success in these key markets really boosted their global revenue and their brand recognition. It's a testament to the power of strategic market selection, cultural sensitivity, and a willingness to adapt.
So we've got these three very different companies, Netflix, Spotify, and Dyson, all achieving incredible success on a global scale. They're all doing different things. But are there any common threads? Like, what are some key takeaways?
Yeah, what can we learn from them?
For businesses looking to, expand their horizons and reach a global audience?
One of the biggest takeaways, I think, is the importance of a truly global mindset. These companies didn't just see the world as a bunch of separate markets to conquer. They recognized the interconnectedness of the global economy and saw it as this ecosystem full of possibilities for collaboration, learning, and growth.
It's like they saw the world as a network, not just a map.
Yeah.
And they weren't afraid to step outside their comfort zones, to learn from different cultures, and to really challenge those conventional ways of thinking about business.
Right. They were willing to experiment, to adapt, and to constantly learn and evolve their strategies based on what they were seeing in different markets.
It's that constant evolution, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. And they didn't go it alone either. They understood the importance of those strong partnerships with local businesses, creators, and influencers.
Right.
Recognizing that they needed to collaborate and learn from those with on-the-ground expertise.
Absolutely. And they embraced technology.
Yes.
Using it to streamline their operations, connect with customers, and gain insights from data, they understood that technology is a critical enabler of global expansion.
So it's not just about having a great product or service. No.
It's about having a global vision, being adaptable, building strong partnerships, and using technology to your advantage.
It's about being agile, constantly learning, and embracing the dynamic nature of this global marketplace.
Okay, that's all super inspiring, but I can imagine it can also feel really overwhelming. Like, where do you even begin when you're trying to apply this global mindset to your own business?
I think it starts with asking yourself some key questions. What are your aspirations? What are your unique strengths? What are you truly passionate about?
Yeah.
And then look at the world through that lens.
Okay.
Where are the opportunities? Where are the needs that align with your passions?
So it's not about chasing the latest trends or going where everyone else is going.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your passions intersect with the global opportunities.
I love that. And don't be afraid to think outside the box, right?
Right.
Maybe your launching pad isn't a specific country or market, but a global network of collaborators.
Yeah.
Or a unique approach to solving a global problem. It's about thinking outside the box, being creative, and finding your own unique path to global impact.
Yeah.
And remember, the world is constantly changing, so what works today might not work tomorrow. So stay curious, stay adaptable, be willing to experiment.
Embrace the journey, right? Knowing there will be challenges,
Yeah.
setbacks along the way.
Absolutely.
But we learn And we grow from those.
We become more resilient.
We do?
It's about having the courage to launch, knowing that the destination is just part of the adventure.
Yeah.
The real reward is the growth, the connections, and the impact we make along the way.
All right, so as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave you, our listener, with a little challenge. Remember Sophie Krantz's question, the world is yours. We've seen how companies like Netflix, Spotify, and Dyson answer that question for themselves. Now it's your turn.
What are you going to launch?
Yeah, what are you passionate about? What problems do you want to solve? What impact do you want to make?
Don't let fear hold you back. The world is waiting for your ideas, your energy, your unique contribution.
And remember, with technology at your fingertips, you can explore the world without even leaving your chair. Start researching, start connecting, start dreaming. Who knows, maybe someday soon you'll be sharing your own global success story, inspiring others to see the world as their launching pad too.
I hope so.
Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. All right, we are back for the final part of our deep dive into global business strategy. We've explored the world as our market, our talent pool, our tech hub, our innovation lab, and we've seen how companies like Netflix, Spotify, and Dyson have achieved global success by thinking big and acting boldly. But now for the big reveal.
Yes.
The answer to Sophie Krantz's question, the world is your Hallie. I've been thinking about it this whole time, and I am ready
I know, me too.
to hear it. What is it?
The answer is the world is your launching pad.
Oh, wow. That's it.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but it's so powerful.
It really shifts your perspective.
It does. It's not about operating in the world. It's about using it to propel yourself forward.
Exactly. Krantz is challenging us to see the world not just as a place to do business, but as a platform to launch our biggest ambitions and make a real impact. It's about recognizing that all the resources, the connections, the inspiration, it's all there waiting for us.
We just have to tap into it.
You do.
It's not just about, expanding into new markets or finding international customers. We're talking about leveraging the entire world to fuel our growth, our innovation, our dreams.
Precisely. Think about it. With all the technology we have access to today, we can connect with anyone, anywhere.
That's true.
We can access information and resources from all over the globe.
Yeah.
We can learn from different perspectives, collaborate with brilliant minds from all these different cultures. The possibilities are truly limitless.
I think you're right. It makes me realize that we often put limits on ourselves without even realizing it.
Yeah.
We think, oh, I could never do that, or that's too big for me.
Right.
But what if we started thinking, why not me?
Why not me?
Why not now?
Exactly. That's the spirit Krantz wants to empower businesses to break free from those limitations and see the world as this canvas for their ideas. It's about having the audacity to dream big and then taking action.
Okay. I'm feeling super inspired, but I'm also thinking, this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually apply this launching pad concept, to our own unique situations? Where do we even begin?
Well, it starts with self-reflection.
Okay.
What are your aspirations? What are your unique strengths? And what are you truly passionate about? And then you look at the world through that lens.
I see.
Where are the opportunities?
Yeah.
Where are the needs that align with your passions?
So it's not about chasing the latest trends or going where everyone else is going.
No, it's about finding that sweet spot where your passions intersect with global opportunities.
Okay. I love that. And don't be afraid to challenge conventional wisdom, right?
Right.
Maybe your launching pad isn't a specific country or a market, but a global network of collaborators.
Exactly.
Or a unique approach to solving a global problem.
It's about thinking outside the box, being creative, and finding your own unique path to global impact.
Yeah, and the world is constantly changing, right? So what works today might not work tomorrow. So we need to stay curious, stay adaptable, and be willing to experiment.
It's about embracing the journey, knowing that there will be challenges, setbacks along the way. But with each challenge, with each setback, we learn, we grow, and we become more resilient.
Exactly. It's about having the courage to launch, knowing that the destination is just part of the adventure. The real reward is in the growth, the connections and the impact we make along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into global business strategy, I want to leave you, our listener, with a challenge. Sophie Krantz says, the world is your launching pad. Now we ask you, what are you going to launch? What are you passionate about? What problems do you want to solve? What impact do you want to make?
Don't let fear hold you back. The world is waiting for your ideas, your energy, your unique contribution.
Remember, with technology at your fingertips, you can explore the world without even leaving your chair. Start researching, start connecting, start dreaming. Who knows, maybe someday soon you'll be sharing your own global success story, inspiring others to see the world as their launching pad too. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.